Are you struggling to get your app to show up on Firebase Hosting? It can be really frustrating when you follow all the steps, but still see that welcome modal instead of your web app. Don't worry, you're not alone in this. I completely understand how disheartening it is to put in all that effort only to be met with a roadblock. Many new users face this issue, and it can feel like you're hitting a brick wall. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently asked, "Why is my app not showing up on Firebase Hosting?" They followed all the deployment steps but ended up seeing the welcome modal instead of their app. Sound familiar? Let's work through this together. So, what could be causing this issue? There are a few common reasons why your app might not be displaying correctly. It could be related to your deployment settings, the configuration of your Firebase project, or even the way your files are structured. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that will help ensure your app is always visible on Firebase Hosting. To begin resolving the issue, the user should check if the Firebase CLI is installed correctly. This can be done by running a simple command in the terminal. Next, the user needs to ensure they are in the correct project directory. This is crucial because Firebase deploys from the current working directory. After confirming the directory, the user should verify that the Firebase configuration file is present. This file is essential for deployment. Now the user should deploy the app using the Firebase CLI. This step uploads the files to Firebase Hosting. Finally, the user should check the Firebase Hosting URL provided after deployment. This is where the app should be accessible. Fun fact, did you know that Firebase was originally developed by a startup that aimed to simplify back-end development? Now it's a go-to platform for developers everywhere. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative solution comes from a user who faced a similar issue. They suggest checking your index.html file in the public folder, especially if you use the Firebase init command. It's possible that your existing index.html file was overridden by Firebase. To prevent this, simply type N when prompted by Firebase about overriding the existing index.html file. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. One alternative solution comes from another user who experienced a similar issue. They found that some domains ending with web.app might be blocked by certain internet service providers in specific countries. To resolve this, they used a private VPN to access their site until the problem was fixed. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. One alternative solution is to check for an extra index.html file created by Firebase. This file might be pointing to the default welcome page instead of your app. To fix this, simply delete the Firebase-generated index.html and keep your own. Then, redeploy your app using the command Firebase deploy. Now, let's dive into a different answer from another user. One alternative solution comes from a user who faced a similar issue. They discovered that the problem was due to providing an absolute path to their app location. They found that the command Firebase init only accepts a relative path. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. An alternative solution comes from a user who points out that with Angular version 6 and above, the build process creates a new folder structure. Specifically, when you run the command ng-build prod, it generates a dist folder with a subfolder for your project. To resolve the issue of your app not showing up, ensure you're looking in the correct subfolder within the dist directory. For more detailed guidance, you can check the link provided. Here's that crucial tip I promised. Always double-check your Firebase configuration and deployment settings before going live. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. With these steps, your app should be visible on Firebase Hosting in no time. Remember, a little attention to detail goes a long way. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.